right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us and for tuning in to Tequila and Transactions, episode 46. I'm here with the one and the only Victor Castro of MVP Real Estate, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn over the mic and let him introduce himself, and then we're going to get to cracking some bottles of tequila, right, bro?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
I'm Victor Castro with MVP Real Estate. Thank you for having me, Ricky. It's an honor to be here.
No, my pleasure.
And I know that we have a lot of similarities and connections, obviously being from the state of Jalisco, being in real estate, and
yes,
I'm ready. I'm ready to have a good time.
Awesome, man. Well, no, it's a pleasure, bro. For me, this has always been super fun. I started this off in COVID. Feels like years and years and years ago, so I feel like it was a decade ago, but it was only a couple years ago where, like, you know, I had a brand new company, bro. I just founded Boulevard Real Estate. I was starting to get my team together with Alvarez and Associates, and then, like, boom, out of nowhere, dude, it just hits us like a ton of bricks. So, like, we were just sitting around doing nothing, was literally connecting with people on Zoom, and then I said, bro, well, like, what am I going to do to, like, stay in front of my clientele and, like, continue just to develop relationships? And I think for me, COVID really, like, pushed me to get out of my shell and meet more people and get exposed more in real estate. And I saw a bunch of ladies doing, like, Wine Wednesdays and stuff like that. I said, Chingos Wine Wednesdays. Yeah. I can't do no Wine Wednesdays. Yeah. I thought I can do like a Tequila Thursday, and then I started thinking like, oh, you know what, Tequila Tuesdays, and I was like, you know, Tequila and Transactions, and then just from there, bro, just took over and just like. So I always like to, you know, every month I find someone that I feel like is a very influential person in the real estate industry, that someone I respect in the industry, and so. You know, definitely we've been crossing paths a minute. And we talked about, you know, tequila we were talking about tequila back and forth. I was like, dude, I got to get you on here. Yeah. We got to get you to tell your story and, you know, and más que nada, bro, compartir una tequilita juntos, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you,
bro.
Appreciate it.
Well, tell us what you got, bro. I know you got a little something. I know it's special to you and special to your family. So, and then, you know, tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll get started. I know you got the whole setup here for the cantaritos too, bro. So.
Yeah, well, as you know, cantaritos are our traditional drink in Jalisco.
Very much so.
You know, it's like our cocktail for us. It's like our margarita, right?
Yep, right.
Even the margarita wasn't even invented in Jalisco.
Nope.
If I'm not mistaken, it was invented somewhere in Tijuana or something like that. But,
correct. I think so. Yeah.
So this is it for us, you know. And so I got a little special tequila that my family in El Arenal, Jalisco makes called 𝐓𝐞𝐪𝐿. It was number 2 on Forbes' list of best tequilas not yet exported, probably like about 4 years ago, something like that.
Awesome.
Since then, it's taken off, and it's an amazing, amazing tequila, in my opinion, not just because it's from Arenal or it's made by my family, but it's just amazing. I enjoy it very much. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand the, you know, just variety of tequilas that there are, and you know, there's definitely a huge spectrum of tequilas out there, and it's just like, you know, just like wine, right? Everyone, you know, can have their different cup of tea, right? Everyone likes different styles of wine, just like the different styles of tequila. I know you brought a Blanco here as well that you're going to share with us, which is essentially it's not an aged tequila. You know, if anything, it doesn't spend any time in a barril. Yeah. It's literally, you know, just distilled and made and ready to rock and roll, ready to bottle and drink. So, exactly. You know, it's really interesting just how much different tequilas there are. And I think what really separates them are, you know, definitely the love and the dedication to, like, the process and, you know, just the pride from, like, actually growing the agave, right, to even bottling it and sharing it with people. So, you know, I think I've been a huge fan for many, many years. I've seen, you know, your family's tequila grow, and just like many others who have been discovered, and now it's making it harder for you and I to get our hands on bottles and getting more and more expensive, as we were talking about earlier. But it's really crazy, man, and I'm really, really happy that you were able to bring it and share it with us today. So
hopefully, you know, everyone gets a chance to try this at some point in their life, you know. So
I think, and it's cool that we're bringing it on the show, and, you know, bringing, you know, some awareness around it, and hopefully steer people away from making a bad mistake and buying some 𝐓𝐿𝐴 Cuervo or something that, you know, it's probably going to make them regret life the next day. So I think, you know, steer more towards, you know,
more natural stuff.
More stuff that is a little bit more natural, you know, kind of like more, you know, made on a, I would say on a smaller scale. You know, we're not going to have, you know, like it's not going to be like what Jose Cuervo or Don Julio or those kind of big companies are doing.
Yeah.
But something that's made with a little bit more attention to detail, you know?
Traditionally.
What I mean? Exactly.
A lot more traditional.
Exactly.
The other companies, obviously, they're huge. They own the tequila market. And so, they, they fill their tequila with a lot of chemicals and additives. And, it's kind of like you said, it's what messes you up, It gets you all hungover. So, this is not going to give you that same effect.
Awesome. I'm glad, bro, because we got to work tomorrow.
For sure.
So I mean, if you would be so kind, bro, walk us through the process. How are we going to set this up? What do you do?
Yes.
We pouring tequila first, or
so usually you actually put in the limon, the grapefruit, the salt, the mineral water, and a little bit of pinch of club soda. In this case, grapefruit soda,
right?
Which is going to mix in very well with the blanco tequila. Usually, I don't like to mix the sweeter tequilas. The sweeter tequilas I like to just sip. So when you're having a cantarito, you want to have a blanco most of the time. So
you don't want to go too crazy and get like an extra añejo or an añejo, something that's more enjoyed. Which in this case we'll talk a little bit later. Something that's more enjoyed to be sipped versus diluted with juices and other flavors, right? So definitely, and also I think a good point would be that we really want that tequila to talk to us too in the beverage. We don't want it to be like super overwhelming, but we definitely want to taste it, right? Yes. And if we put something a little bit sweeter like an añejo, it's going to get a little too sweet, too diluted. You're not going to really get that taste that you're looking for, right?
Correct.
Awesome.
Correct. And then also the clay.
Very traditional,
Very traditional. These, obviously, you don't see them here in the States. They got to be imported, usually from Mexico.
Yep.
And it actually gives it a very unique little aftertaste when you're that little clay taste, the little la tierrita, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It goes well, very well with this mix. So.
Yeah, it's like drinking Coke out of a bottle.
Yeah.
So you get that different taste, that different flavor profile.
Yeah.
And like people have seen on TikTok and all throughout social media how famous like Cantaritos del Güero have gotten and all those crazy places. So like you're definitely going to see this more traditionally in Los Altos de Jalisco, especially in that region. And Cantaritos are very much kind of the traditional drink that gets served with tequila.
Yeah.
So. Awesome, bro.
Absolutely, man.
Cool, brother. Yeah. So let's serve these out.
So we're going to open this just to have the oxygen flowing through the bottle.
Yep.
But, you can start with your half of grape juice and squeeze it in. Don't want to make a mess here, but... So you squeeze that in.
This is the first time...
Really?
We've ever had cantaritos on the show.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
yeah, we have different things. Like one episode, we had some food pairing and some tequila, and then other times we just show up to get drunk, and then other times it's just like, comparing and contrasting. We do a little bit, try to keep it different,
Okay.
Try to switch it up a little bit. I've done a couple taste testings where like I'm comparing a bottle from here and bottle from Mexico with the seal on it, trying to have people distinguish the difference in the alcohol content,
right?
Because everybody assumes that it's the same, right? But not at all.
Yeah, definitely, man.
You're bringing me back.
I'm a horrible multitasker as far as using my cooking and talking. So, but man, no, you hit it on the nail on the head there. That's pretty much how it is. I'm trying to think here. And we're not using the correct ice today. It is what it is. They have that in and out ice. Usually I like the big cubes because they melt. They take time to melt. And so that's what you want to use actually for cantaritos. You want to make sure that you use bigger ice cubes in the cantarito. And you want to fill it up just below the rim, not all the way to the top, but just below. So you want to maintain it cold, of course. So, once all that is in there, I actually don't put in the soda until the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in...
That's smart.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm going to put in...
Mix up the tequila with the citrus and then see how much soda you need to put in there.
So I'm going to try to estimate 2 shots. I like mine's a little bit stronger. You can do just a shot or 1.5. But that's about it for me. You good, bro? Se cayó?
I'm already spilling stuff, bro. I didn't even pregame. Good thing you have the napkins here.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, bro. Of course, you're gonna edit all this, right?
No, it's straight.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, this is live. This is raw and uncut, dude.
Really?
Yeah, we're just
Okay.
We're going with the flow, bro. But this is
I don't want to say something dumb then.
no. You listen. You say whatever you want, bro. This is going on YouTube. This isn't for our younger crowd.
Okay.
Be honest, bro.
Okay.
Let the tequila speak for itself.
Should have put it on this first, but
Yeah, I dropped a little bit of the citrus. Everyone's gonna see that on camera anyway. Like, they might, damn, this was already showing up dry. No, I did not.
okay.
This thing, extremely refreshing, by the way. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
On a hot day, especially in Mexico, shoot.
Yeah. Ooh.
Salud, bro.
Salud.
Cheers.
Salucita. Oh man.
Dude, phenomenal.
Oh my goodness.
Damn, we stole the citrus away from Moises.
Oh yeah. I mean,
We'll squeeze the shit out of these lemons for you.
Yeah.
We'll squeeze some juice out of it. Yeah, man. This to me brings back so many memories, bro.
Yeah.
As a kid, this is the go-to. Mm-hmm. This is the go-to for me. I was drinking these at 16 years old in las fiestas, bro.
Yeah.
For real, because it's like a little bit more socially acceptable to be drinking in Mexico, right?
Right.
You know, versus in other cultures, it's not that way.
Right.
I think for our culture, as long as you're not misbehaving yourself,
acting
a fool, and no te llamas a la atención, stay in your lane. But my tío once told me, he goes, ¿andas pedo? And I was like, 17, 18 years old. I was like, yeah, tío, I'm a little pedo, right? He goes, all right, well, this is what you do. You go home, and you go straight to sleep. You don't go to the kitchen. Don't start making noise. Don't go ask for your mom and for your dad. Just go to sleep. And that was the best advice that I've ever gotten in my life, bro.
So you don't get in trouble.
Don't get in trouble, man. You just show up, and they say, when'd you get home? I was like, I got home. I don't know what time I got home, but I got home.
Yeah. Right. And I'm healthy. I'm safe and sound. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Las fiestas, bro, they're the best. They're the best. I mean.
Yeah, fiestas are an interesting time, and I mean, a lot of people don't understand. It's like, you know, every town has their pretty much kind of like their patron saint, right?
Yeah.
And every time, I mean, different times of the year, each kind of pueblito or city has their own fiestas, and so it's cool because a lot of people get to visit. I mean, that's when, like, you know, some pueblos or some places, they have artists come. They have like music. They do all parades, all kinds of different stuff, you know what I mean? So las bandas, you know, los churros, you know, you have all the good food, everything.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, for me, it's just like this drink really, like, I'm reminiscent on a lot of memories because for me, it's like, it reminds me of me going to Mexico in the summers. For my parents, you know, would take us to Mexico for a couple weeks. And then as we got older, it just like, you know, we've developed relationships there. We have our family there. You know, we were always itching to go back. You know, for me now that I'm older and now I have the opportunity to be able to go, I go as much as I can because that's where my heart is. And that's, you know, I have a lot of family there and I have muchas amistades más que nada. And for me, it's like, I feel more at home.
Yeah.
I feel more at home. And I hate to say it, I am Mexican American.
Yeah.
But I feel like more at home when I'm in Mexico. I feel like time kind of slows down a little bit for me. Yeah. And, you know, I enjoy the hell out of it, man. Yeah. Enjoy the hell out of it, going and having a good time with family and friends. And the food out there is amazing. I don't think people understand, too. Like, the food is extremely fresh. You know what I mean? You're not having to go through like the FDA to get your meat stamped and whatever, right? Like, matas tu vaca y vámonos, right?
Fresh.
We're making a carne asada that evening, you know?
Mariscos, everything.
Oh, dude, and it's within reach.
Yeah.
And there's so much. And for me, that's why I hate to say it, I'm biased, but I love being from Jalisco.
Yeah.
For me, it's un orgullo más que nada, bro. Like, when I show up, I just, like, smell the gas and the cow manure.
Yeah. I know.
I'm home, baby.
That traditional odor that once you get off the plane, like, it hits you. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm home.
Yeah.
You know?
This is it.
This is it. Yeah. It's an amazing experience. Hopefully everyone gets to, come by and visit Guadalajara, visit the surrounding towns. Arenal's about 30-minute drive from Guadalajara.
Right.
And you were mentioning Cantaritos del Güero earlier.
You guys are right up from there.
Yeah, we're literally 15 minutes away, 10 minutes away from El Güero. And my family actually owns a competitor,
right there,
Cantaritos too. It's called La Tequilera, which is right on the side.
Yes, that's what you were telling me about. Yep.
Yeah. So their number one tequila is 𝐓𝐞𝐬. So yeah, man. Hopefully everyone gets an opportunity to visit.
Yeah.
But
you guys all gotta go check out El Tequilero.
La Tequilera.
Oh, La Tequilera, and you guys gotta buy some 𝐓𝐞𝐬.
Yeah.
Take it home, show it to your family and your friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Because tequila for me, bro, it's meant to be enjoyed with family and with friends. I've never had a good peda by myself. For me, it's like I'd much rather have a good time and drink some tequila with friends and create relationships and tell stories and connect on different levels. Like, obviously our parents and our family come from similar backgrounds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
My family somos gente de rancho, bro. Like, mis abuelitos se dedicaban al rancho. Like, my grandfather Jesus on my dad's side was very much involved in livestock.
Okay.
And he was very famous for buying livestock almost on their deathbed and bringing them back to life. But he was a cow flipper, bro. So like, he was very much dedicated to his land and very dedicated to his livestock. The Mexican Yellowstone, pretty much, you know what I mean? Everyone has their land and they live off their land, you know what I mean? So,
we see it all the time when we help clients, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They all want ranchos.
100%.
They all desire, the privacy and all the land and the space where they can, live with their families.
Exactly.
Just like they did in Mexico.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and it's very interesting that I was just at a showing at a rancho in Brentwood, and I was like looking around, like, damn, we should have just filmed here because it's just so beautiful. We got great weather today, but it's like, everybody was raised in that time, and just it brings back memories of togetherness and obviously very humble beginnings, and if there wasn't a puerco to kill, there was nothing to eat.
Yeah, right.
You're eating arroz and frijoles and
una vaca
or un chivo or whatever there is, right? Like you had to live off the land. Whatever livestock you had is what you ate, and you lived off what you were growing too. So it's like
frijoles, tortilla, agua y sal.
The basic essentials, right? The basic essentials for sure.
So yeah, man, salute to that.
Cheers, bro. Saludcita. Yeah, man, this is delicious. Very, very good, bro. Extremely refreshing. If people don't like citrus, I get it. It is a very citrus-heavy drink. You have toronja, you have limon, and you have also the citrus soda, the grapefruit soda. But some people cut it up a little bit sometimes. Like, I've seen people, I do sometimes, I put a little bit of Coke in there if you want to make it a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
If you want to, but... for a hot day, these go down like, and people say, "Oh, ranch water. This is a little different than ranch water. This is a lot more tasty, in my opinion." So
100%.
So tell us, bro, why real estate? What got you to that journey, and tell us a little bit about how that's going, because I know you guys are doing some great things. I know you guys have an amazing, company that you guys are growing and starting to take a lot of market share, bro. So just don't step on my toes. We're good, bro. It's all good. I'm fucking with you, man. It's all good.
No,
I'm all good.
It's
all love.
El sol sale para todos.
No, exactly.
El sol sale
Every
para
day.
todos.
Every day.
There's new teams coming in
into, every single day. But as far as us, why real estate? Or as far as me, why real estate? Because I wanted to help my community. Once I saw the journey to home ownership wasn't as hard, as difficult as everyone says or thinks it is.
100%. Yeah.
When I became a homeowner, I realized this is completely doable for our people. Like my friends, family, they could become homeowners, and I want to be the go-to person that they feel confident in reaching out to. And I can just tell them, exactly what the process is from A to Z, walk them through the whole entire thing, and they can buy a home. So that's really why what was my motivation and push to get into the business. I had always thought about it, I kid you not, since I was in working for, in management and other sales too. I've been in sales since I was 18 years old too. But selling vitamins and everything. So I have sales experience all my life.
Okay.
It's just, now it's a different type of sales.
It is.
Yeah.
Just a bigger asset.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, pretty much just, wanted to take it to the next level. And 4 years later, now we're starting MVP Real Estate.
That's awesome.
And with my colleague, my business partner, Mark, we're the leaders of MVP Real Estate. And we have a team of 5 other agents on the team now.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
And we're growing it.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I love to see it, man. I love to see it. You guys, do business the right way. You guys, I mean, I wouldn't have you on the show if you didn't. So it's I always bring people on that I respect and I trust in this industry. And for me, I see a lot of people around me that are doing a lot of great things, so I really wanted to highlight that. And also, I know that, your family comes from, a great, you have a great family that has a really cool story, and I wanted to highlight that as well. Yeah. And when you had told me, I think we had the, I think it was last year, about a year and a half ago, we had that tech talk that we had at Kenny Fast's office, and you mentioned to me, it's oh, bro, my family has this bottle you need to try, and it's 𝐓𝐞𝐪𝐮. I was like, you what?
Yeah, and you knew it.
I was like, holy
I was like, oh, he knows
shit.
it.
I was like, holy shit, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, and then it's just been it's been a crazy year, but, I'm really glad that you were able to jump on today and tell us a little bit about it and share your story. I mean, and also just really happy to hear that, you're in this industry for a bigger purpose, bro. And I think that's an amazing thing because I myself, kind of mimic that, and I echo that as well. For me, when I was a young kid, all my family are in real estate, whether they're owners or property owners, and I've been around that all my life, and really I came from really humble beginnings where my family really made me work for everything, and I'm the oldest of three siblings, so I always had to be the one that sets the example and the one that has to, takes all the blame and whatnot, but.
The easy one to pick on.
I see as, bro. I see as. For me, it was, I'm the oldest, so obviously I'm going to carry more weight on my shoulders. But funny enough, none of my siblings gave a shit about the family business. They're doing their own thing, and I respect them for that. But for me, it's I've always had a really big interest in real estate. My dad always was kind of nudging me in that direction, and I never thought I'd ever be in this position because I honestly fucking despised realtors as a kid. Because just of how they took advantage of our people, bro. To hear them give a shit more about them closing on a transaction than what my parents were concerned about.
Yeah, right.
And overhearing them pushing for the deal, and I'm overhearing my parents no, we're concerned about this, or we don't want to do this, and it's and I'm just sitting there I can't really do nothing. I'm a young kid, you know what I mean? I don't have really a place to say in any of that, but I really saw that although their money was great like everybody else's, they were treated that way.
Yeah, right.
And so, and that's the case for a lot of Latinos and a lot of minorities, that they aren't looked at the same as other buyers and sellers. Yeah. And there's a huge disconnect of education in the market. A lot of Latinos weren't educated on how to purchase a home or how to even get started, or even breaking down the process or meeting with them. And it's that for me was a disgrace that people weren't even taking. They didn't even bother to take a look at their financials or bother to answer a question just because they feel like, these people are never going to buy a house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
And for me, what really continue to drive me is that a lot of my clients early on and still to this day majority of them are Latinos, but my earlier clients were like, an elderly couple who had lost their house in 2008 and like to be able to like full circle now help them again. And this is when I first got licensed in like 2015. It's like 6 years later, now they're buying their house again. 6-7 years later, now they're buying their house again, and I'm like, I'm part of that journey and breaking down the process and sitting down with them and explaining to them in Spanish, and for them just to be grateful for me taking that time. And I'm just like, doesn't everybody do this? And they're like, no, no one does this shit.
Yeah, right.
Like
exactly.
People just tell you to sign. Yeah. Like no one fucking bothers to explain what they're signing.
That's a problem. That's a problem,
and it's a huge problem. So that for me, it's like that's why I'm really glad to share this table with you, share this drink with you, and be able to be on this episode with you, bro, because I know we're part of that same mission. And I think, and it's very powerful, bro. It's very powerful because majority of, people that are buying and selling real estate are going to be are Latino in California. Yeah. And so I think it's very important that they look like us, they talk like us, and that hopefully that we're able to break that disconnect and be able to help more people and guide them to home ownership. Because at the end of the day, bro, if we're able to help people create generational wealth, that's just going to help them for the longevity of their family. Right. So I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's full circle. And I don't mean to get all sentimental, get all down, but I think it's a very, very important thing, and I think we're obviously all part of that same mission.
Yeah, 100%. Salute.
Yeah, bro.
That,
no, for sure. Cheers to that, for sure.
I hear the horror stories. Like I'm sure you've heard them too. Obviously. Yeah. We all hear the horror stories, and there's bad realtors out there still that take advantage of the Latino community. It is what it is. Like we just got to say it the way it is. And it's true. And that's our mission. I believe is to make sure that our people are taken care of and are fully educated in this process. From the beginning to start or to finish.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think, it's just very important that there's that transparency, because there's transparency for everything else. Why shouldn't there be that level of transparency in real estate? And for me, that's why I'm really not worried at all about this whole NAR thing that's going on. It's business as usual. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to weed out the weak, in my opinion. And I think we don't need realtors that are just here to collect commissions. I'm all about helping people, and I've always been like that. And I tell my team that all the time. Like, our motivation is helping families and helping people. And it's not about, yes, to the end of the day, we're setting goals and we're talking about how much we want to sell in volume, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But for me, it's like I always approach it like I want to help 50 families, 50 individuals this year buy or sell real estate. So, and I try to push everybody to have that same mentality, because we shouldn't treat people as numbers on a spreadsheet. We should definitely give everybody the same level of respect and service. And I think at the end of the day, as long as we're doing that, people are going to be coming back to us.
Right. They're going to resonate with what you're doing, with your success, and they're going to feel confident to reach out.
Exactly.
And work with you. So
100%. Bro.
Yeah, man.
I agree with you, man. I think that's why, just continue to do what we're doing, and we'll be fine. You know what I mean? Things happen all the time. The industry's always changing. It's always evolving. Like, we can't do nothing but continue to learn and get better and adapt and do what we got to do.
Yeah, so. and I'm a newer agent compared to you. Been in the industry for 4 years, but
no me eches tantos años, bro.
No. But like this change for me. So many other realtors that entered the industry at the same time as me. Mm-hmm. I see them posting, I see them reacting to it, and it's like, don't. I think my recommendation to all realtors out there is there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to react to.
Right.
Like you said, it's business as usual. It's just a different route that we're taking, but it has the same ending. Mm-hmm. So, that being said, I don't even really want to talk about that too much. Like, there's not really, I feel like a need to.
Yeah.
It's just,
My goal is to continue educating families to
100%.
buy and sell real estate and build their real estate portfolio. So
That's all it should be. Cheers to that too. Cheers to that. Yeah. So what would your advice be? Or better question, if you could do it all over, would you do anything different? And if so, like, what kind of advice would you give yourself if you were starting over, or even somebody who's brand new? Like, what would you tell them to do that maybe you should have done differently?
I mean, I probably could have done a lot of everything could have been different, right? But
Yeah,
you learn as you go.
exactly.
You learn as you go. You can never overthink stuff. You just got to do. The more you do, then the more you learn. The more you fail, the more you're able to succeed later on.
Which makes you a stronger
You
agent.
just learn from your failures, really. And trust me, I failed multiple times. And another belief is that, like, you should share your failures. Maybe to a certain point, I don't really agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a need to. Like, just to me personally is, just focus on the ultimate goal, which is helping families succeed.
Sure.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to share like your road bumps and stuff like that. Just continue doing your job, educating families to buy and sell, and everything else should pan out the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I just think it makes you a stronger agent. You're going to encounter things. Nothing's ever perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think you're going to just come in and just sell 20 homes a year and not face any adversity or any struggle, like you're kidding yourself. You're lying to yourself. Things are always unique. Every deal is different. Every deal has its unique features. Every client is unique, and they have their own agendas and their own timelines, and so everything is super
own mentality.
Exactly. And so does the other agent and the seller or whoever you're working with. Like, it's all a team goal. At the end of the day, we're all working together for one common goal. But I think there's so much moving parts and so much things that you have to be really, you have to be in charge of, and you have to make sure that the boat stays on course. But that's not always going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't control people's emotions. You can't control how people react. And, you talked about it earlier. You're not always dealing with the best person on the other side.
Yeah.
And so, although you're trying to work towards that common goal, and maybe just hitting the wall, and it's like button heads, and it's like
stressy.
And if you can't deal with it, and if you're not willing to negotiate, you're not willing to, not get emotional, then you're not really going to last in this industry. Because at the same time, if you're getting really emotional, then you're not doing your clients a favor. You're not really focusing on what needs to be accomplished, and really kind of like understanding what your client's bottom line is and trying to make sure that you get there.
Yeah, so pretty much you just summarized what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sometimes putting it on camera for everyone to see, and it's more of the, what you're putting out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful because all eyes are on you. Future clients are seeing what you're doing. So if you're putting out there something that is on the negative side, someone might not be so fond of maybe working with you in the future. So that's just my
I mean,
$0.02.
you got to be conscious of what you're posting, conscious of what you're saying. I, in my opinion, although say we had a horrible transaction, I'm still going to paint it like rainbows and unicorns and gumdrops, and everything's going to be fine and dandy.
I think that's the way it's supposed to be.
Because there's no point in me bringing you down.
Yeah.
Or bad mouthing you or doing anything of that nature. It doesn't make for good business.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, we're gonna most likely going to work together. We haven't had the pleasure of working together.
Yeah.
We're most likely going to be working together. And hopefully we do. It's going to happen this year.
For sure.
It's going to happen this year, but it's not the right way to do business. I think at the end of the day, we're going to cross paths again.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. If we're looking to make this a career for the long run, we're going to be doing business probably multiple times in our career, and it's like I'm not bigger than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We talked about, I'm here to help my clients, and that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be respectful to everybody because I want friends in this industry. I don't want enemies, and that's how I've always been since the very beginning.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I know I made a comment saying, there's bad people out there, there's bad realtors out there. That's the reality. However, I don't go on social media, for example, bad-mouthing them or saying, oh, this is what's going on with this realtor, for whatever reason. I just keep it to myself. It's just business as usual, and talk about the positive things
right.
that I learned from the whole transaction. But there's no need to put it out there. I think, honestly, there's just.
I agree. I agree with you on that one. Shoot. What else can we talk about? I mean, more tequila, more real estate.
This is getting to my head already.
Yeah.
I didn't have any dinner yet.
Ooh, shit. Well, I haven't haven't had dinner either. I've been snacking on some. I'm over here looking at Moise is snacking on that beef jerky,
and it's hot in here. But yeah, man. No, we could. I mean, I'm sure we can talk about other things.
When are the fiestas for your family's town?
So nuestras fiestas son la última semana de enero.
Okay.
Last week of January.
Nice.
First week of February.
Nice.
And I didn't go this year.
Do you go every year? Try to?
Since I got my resident card, yes.
Oh, good.
I try to.
Well, that's good.
And then I got married. Once I got married, then
things changed a little bit.
Changed a little bit. There's things of family. Then
right.
now I have a baby.
Oh, congrats, man!
2 years old, about to be 2 years old, and
nice.
They're like my priority. Honestly, they're my priority, and so sacrifices have to be made. Can't go to the fiestas. Can't go to the fiestas. Have to focus on the business.
Has your is it a baby? Do you have a baby boy, girl?
No, a girl.
Girl?
Yeah,
has she gone?
I'm sorry.
Has she gone yet? Have you taken?
Oh no.
She hasn't gone to Motherland yet.
Not to the fiestas, but she's been to Mexico. Yes.
Okay, good, awesome.
2 times now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, once.
That's good.
I counted, even though she wasn't born yet. So one time when she was.
Oh, okay, good.
So
she's a step foot there. She's step foot there.
I counted because that experience was really special. It was my wife's first time going back to Mexico in 8 years.
Wow.
And so I recorded the whole thing. Her, seeing her father after a very long time.
That's awesome.
Very emotional.
Yeah.
Her tíos, the rancho where she grew up in Guerrero. And we also visited my town, and it was very, very special.
Yeah.
And then now my daughter's born now, and we take her to Mexico a year and a half later.
That's awesome.
But she hasn't visited my town yet, though.
Oh, okay.
She visited Guerrero, but not my town.
Okay.
So eso todavía falta.
Okay, cool.
We got to take her back to El Arenal.
Yep.
And But yeah, dude.
That's awesome, man. Well, that's great, man. I mean, I grew up that way where I was there almost every year. From when I can remember, I was always going every single year, and it wasn't probably till high school, when things started getting a little bit busier, and I hadn't gone for probably 8 years at one point too. I think from 2007 to 2015, and so for me, the last time I went was my senior year at high school, and I said no. If anyone from St. Mary's is watching, I said no to St. Mary's. I got an acceptance to go to school to St. Mary's, and I had a provisional acceptance, and I chose to go to Mexico than to go to that university because they made me feel like I couldn't succeed at their university if I didn't go through a summer program.
Right.
Just because I was a first-generation student.
Right.
And I thought that was ridiculous. For me, it felt kind of ridiculous because I was a student that had, really good grades.
Yeah.
And I almost maintained a 4.0 GPA. And I was always a kind of a nerd undercover. If people are like, oh, bro, you're kind of nerdy. I was an undercover nerd. But, for me, I was always really hyper-focused on being really good in education and getting good grades, because me getting good grades means I'm in good grades with my parents, which means I can do more shit. I can go out more, and they can trust me more. So
that was a measuring stick.
So it was a measuring stick. So if I came home with good grades, then I knew I could fucking go party and go hang out and do things with my family and my cousins and my friends and whatnot. But they made me feel weird because they were like, oh yeah, you can't. We won't accept you unless you do this provisional, or you have to do a summer program because you're a first time generation student. I'm like, I think that's bullshit. So I told them to fuck off. And it is what it is. I think things happen for a reason, but I chose to go to Mexico that summer for my senior trip because I wanted to go. Like, for me, that's where my heart's at, and that's where my family is, and that's for me. Those are my roots. And so I went 2007, and I went to college, and I hadn't gone for a long time, and it was different. And when I went back, it was kind of like, why did I ever stop coming?
Right.
And then now every chance I get, and then now I'm going like 3 or 4 times a fucking year, racking up my miles now. I mean, I'm loving every minute of it because
it helps to have a successful real estate business.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I'm confident that I can walk away.
Yeah.
For a week or two, and then everything's gonna be fine, and I have people to help me.
Yeah.
And my clients aren't gonna get less of me, and they're gonna get the same level of attention and service. But yeah, bro, like my dad was like, yeah, my dad's always been super involved in real estate, even in Mexico, and he had lots that he had bought years ago in Tepatitlan, because although, I love where I'm from Mezcala, Jalisco, people are like, oh.
Which is nearby.
Which is real nearby. We're somos municipio de Tepa, but I love Mezcala to death, but Mezcala, there's really nothing to do.
Yeah.
It's a super small pueblito, like you're only eating at either a couple places, there's not much.
It's un rancho.
It's un rancho, bro.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is. Like, somos gente rancho. Like, we love our rancho. Like, Mezcala's where our heart is. But it's not where, like, we can't go out and have tacos. It's already closed, I mean, you can go out and go to the store. I got a freaking Walmart down the street. I got this. I'm close to everything. And so we ended up building our dream home. And, I'm just happy to have been a part of it and help my parents build it. And we all kind of helped our parents.
Qué bendición, bro.
And es porque pues ahí somos de ahí, bro. Like, ahí está nuestro corazón, and it's always going to be there. And my brother and my sister love going as much as I do, and they're actually there right now. Like, they're over there having a great time because they fuimos a una boda and they're still hanging out there. So I hate them right now because they're still hanging out there and having a good time and probably out having dinner and enjoying themselves. But for us era nuestro sueño siempre tener una casa en México para nuestra familia, bro. Because es una cosa tener tu casa y es otra que llegas y tienes que
no sabes dónde llegar.
No, pues sí sabes dónde llegar, pero como eres un 𝘗𝑪𝑗𝐸, like, llegas and like, like you're sharing a bed with your cousin, or like, or sleeping on the couch, and it's like you don't got your own bathroom.
Right.
No lo mismo, right?
No.
Mm-hmm. And for us, I mean, always we've been blessed that our grandmas have homes in Mexico, but cuando íbamos 2 o 3 familias, like, está un poco complicado, bro. You got 3 or 4 families trying to stay in one house.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, bro.
It doesn't work out.
That's too many chiefs in the kitchen, bro. You can't do all that.
Yep.
Like, and so for us, it was like it was always a dream of ours, and gracias a Dios lo logramos, and we're just blessed that we have a spot to call home in Mexico too, and me hice ciudadano, bro. So like, literally, I'm super happy that now I'm a dual citizen. I've always wanted to be a dual citizen. Like, literally, I've missed being born in Mexico by like 3 months.
Yeah,
my parents already their whole plan was to stay in Mexico, and like, literally, I was born in October, and they left in like earlier that year in like April or May or something like that, and like, so I was born a few months later in South San Francisco, but if not, I would have been born in Mexico. So for me, like, growing up, I've always wanted to have dual citizenship, and now I'm super happy that I do, because I'm able to, in case God forbid something happens to my parents, the house stays with the family, and just being able to, at the end of the day, for me, it's like I've always on paper wanted to be Mexican.
Yeah.
Although like I'm Mexican in here, I've always wanted to be Mexican on paper. So I'm super happy that now I'm able to now vote and do everything
both.
In both countries. Yeah.
I'm following your footsteps, bro, because I don't have my house yet in Mexico, but that's my goal. That's on my bucket list.
It's going to happen.
I definitely maybe even 2 houses. One on a, beachfront.
Yeah.
And then the other one in like Guadalajara, or even in my hometown, ¡Arenal. I go on vacation, and I know exactly on the way you got.
I know someone who can help you with Airbnbs, bro.
He's pretty dope at it. But I'll take a page or 2 from him for sure. But yeah, man, I really want to visit Tepatitlan. I haven't visited.
Cuando quieras, ahí está tu casa.
I know a lot of people. I have a lot of friends from Tepa. They tell me all about it. Quiero ir a Tepa Abril or whatever. Yeah. Which is
next. Me ha quedado because it's like a few weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that. I've been to Ciudad Guzman, Jalisco, la Feria de Ciudad Guzman in October.
Yeah.
I've been to Autlán, el Carnaval de Autlán. I've been to... that's it for Jalisco. Outside in Guadalajara, obviously, and then obviously my pueblo. But outside of Jalisco, Jerez, Zacatecas.
Oh, nice.
You know, I've been there. It was really awesome. I've been to, obviously, Guerrero and Michoacán. So those are the three states that I've been to in Mexico. And we were just talking about it before we started the show.
Yep.
You know, there's amazing travel destinations in Mexico that people don't talk about. Like, people just know what the media puts out.
Exactly.
But, like, you have Oaxaca, Chiapas, like you mentioned.
Yep.
Veracruz, I heard, is really, really nice. El Puerto. So on and so forth. Like, the list is endless. But
dude, yeah, I mean, and then a lot of people right now, like, the hype is around La Ciudad. And that's where I really want to go to. I experienced La Ciudad as a kid. Porque me llevaron a ver la Virgen, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I haven't experienced, like, La Ciudad de Mexico like other people do. And I think there's just so much, there's so much, like, uncharted territory. Like, people don't understand, like, it's not just the beach in Mexico. And it's not just Cancun or Cabo. There's Vallarta. There's, you know, Sayulita. There's, like, where's the beach that you said you stayed at?
Ixtapa, Guerrero. Which is where my wife is from.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gorgeous there too, and it's like all these places that people don't even bother to look into because they're so hyper focused on what people tell them, where people tell them to go.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, like I hate Cancun, don't love it. I'm not a huge
it's like
fan
you're
of
going
it.
to Vegas,
but exactly,
it's
super expensive. The beaches are nice, don't get me wrong, but the one place I really do not like is Cabo. I'm not a huge fan. I don't think I'll ever go back. I never felt more embarrassed to be Mexican in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, I just wouldn't. It just I felt like I was treated like, like I was a foreigner in my own country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was it wasn't a good experience where I'm just like, dude, this is not cool. Like, how is it that like que soy mexicano y me tratan como si fuera un extraño? Like I felt like it was just awkward. Like I don't think I'll ever visit again. I just didn't have a good experience. But I'll tell you what, like I went to Oaxaca, I had the time of my life. I went to Huatulco, which is the beach area of Oaxaca, probably the most beautiful place you ever go. And the food is amazing. We were talking about it even before we even started recording. We were talking about the mariscos and all this amazing food that you get your hands on, like all the fresh food. Like my mouth is watering because I literally just the other day just had like the freshest birria ever. And it was like mouth watering.
Yeah.
And it was a chivo, and they probably killed that chivo that day to make it.
Yeah, fresh.
And just like amazing food, bro. Just at the end of the day, for me, it's like it comes down to just the love that's put in everything in Mexico. For me, it's the people, it's la comida, el tequila, everything, bro. It's just an amazing place, and I'm going to be biased because that's where my family's from. That's who. That's where I was raised majority of my life. But Mexico's beautiful, and I would definitely encourage and challenge people to look outside of the touristy spots and really go out and like see the beauty of Mexico because there's so much to see.
100%, man. Yeah. So hopefully, maybe one time we can go together.
Let's go.
You know,
whenever, man. We'll time it up.
We'll go together.
If I'm not gonna make it to Tepa Abril this year. But if you want to go next year, we'll link. We'll make it happen, bro. We'll link up. We'll make it happen. Hacemos una comidita en la casa. Take a little grupito or something, and
bro, I love it.
We'll have a good time.
You know, we'll have a good time. You know, I'm a musician, right?
I do. I was waiting for you to bring it up.
You know what? Why? Because honestly, I'm so focused on my real estate career, bro, that like. Music, even though, don't get me wrong, I've been playing drums since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
I played in a banda sinaloense since I was 16.
Oh, shit.
I'm now 35. So I've been playing the majority of my life.
Oh, wow.
And I think I'm at that point in my career, in my life, where, like, my career and my family are just...
The focus.
I need the focus, and I know exactly what I want.
Right.
You know, in life now that, music, I've enjoyed it so much that it's like a hobby now. It's just, it's not my priority. Like, that's just keeping it real. Like, and my banda members know, like, I keep it honest with them. Like, ¿sabes qué?
quisiera que la banda fuera porque yo quiero ir, no porque tengo que ir.
Exactly.
Yo tengo un compromiso right now. I'm committed to them because that's just how I am. Like if I'm committed to something, I'm gonna
Right.
play it out until the right time comes. But they know that if my business like just takes off, I gotta call it quits. I'm not gonna have any time.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I didn't bring it up, but I do play banda. And I love music. I love good music. I'm so picky, obviously, being a musician, right? My taste of music isn't the same as anyone else's because I listen to every single little detail, right?
Who's your favorite artist?
In
Alive and passed
o
away.
sea, en el regional mexicano, you got many, right? But
Yeah, of course.
Julián Álvarez is probably up there. Churi Zárraga is another really, really good one for me. I'm more obviously focused on the banda side, but like there's artistazos de in Mexico.
Oh, for
just
sure.
in general, you got Luis Miguel, you got en paz descanse Don Vicente Fernández, su hijo Alejandro Fernández, right? But for me, lo que me mueve a mí es la banda sinaloense. Even though I grew up, even though I'm from the land of mariachi,
Exactly.
right?
The land of mariachi, for sure.
El mariachi es de Jalisco. La banda suena, pero no es el número uno en Jalisco. So,
Right.
But yeah, banda to me is just it's on another level of like energy and
Right. Yeah.
and party
For sure.
So yeah, man,
For sure, it gets people moving.
you got to come see us
Banda
play
mix, yeah.
sometime.
Yeah, man, I'm there. Let me know where you guys are gonna be, and I'd love to go.
Yeah, so like
Hell yeah, man! I was just literally just last week we went out to like en Rancho. We were going to go see banda 𝘍𝘗 and banda machos and all them.
all techno banda,
Yeah,
bro.
old school.
It's funny that you mentioned that. All that techno banda movement.
Yeah.
Bro, I was 5 years old dancing to banda 𝘍𝐴, dancing to banda machos.
Yeah.
With my little hat,
Yeah.
twirling it, and
That was the movement at the time.
that was like the early '90s
Yup.
movement.
Yup.
And it's coming back right now. It's like trends come and go.
Exactly.
Right now, it's coming back, and it brings back so many memories. Like when I was a kid,
Dude, yeah, that's the stuff I would. If it wasn't that, if it wasn't like La Culebra or something playing on the radio, it was like yeah, for real. Or it was like I don't know what else was playing all the time. Like when I was a kid, some bookies. I don't know,
Bookies,
like
bro,
like all that the old school stuff. Like that
talking
was
about artists, Marco.
Antonio Solís.
Yeah, man, qué artistazo.
Oh, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Paz descanse Juan Gabriel.
Yeah, dude.
You name it. I mean,
And one of my favorites is Joan Sebastian.
John Sebastian, paz descanse.
And for me, ultimately, like who I was always slapping as a kid was Antonio Aguilar. That was for me. He was my dude.
Yeah.
Antonio, his deep voice, and how he would go from banda to mariachi and like back and forth, and he was like just rip it the same, and he was a G. He was OG.
Bro, like
OG.
man, his son Pepe Aguilar now.
Yeah, dude.
It's medio rockero too.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
real. And
he likes
his
rock.
daughter and his daughter's taking off. I mean, yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like it's crazy, like how like you say, like how the trends kind of phase and they come back, and it's in the 𝘍𝐵𝐿𝐼co right now. 𝘍𝐵𝐿𝐼co is hella in right now too. Everyone loves the 𝘍𝐵𝐿𝐼co because everyone dances to that kind of stuff, right? Gets people moving. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, the cool thing is that there's so much variety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's Mexico for you. It's just a huge melting pot of different styles from everything, like different styles of music and drink and this and that, and it's beautiful, man. I think obviously, like now I'm over here hella homesick now. Like I'm here, I'm home, but like, I'm not really home. You know what I mean? I'm like shit.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
Oh man. Well, I don't want to end without at least let you try this, bro.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
Let's at least do a shot, and then
Let's do it.
go. You want a shot? And then I'll end it off with like, where do people find you, and how do they follow you, and all that good stuff, bro.
For sure.
You want to plug yourself and your
For sure.
social media channels and all that good stuff too.
Appreciate it, man.
I open this thing. Twist pump? Yeah.
Yeah.
Highway. It's going to be good.
So, probably gonna need probably just chug it out of the bottle, bro. Como te lo hacemos en las fiestas.
I mean, why not? Fuck it. I was just going to say, like, we don't have shot glasses. Might as well do it right?
Yeah.
The canicas loose. Let's do it. Oh, ooh.
Good?
Ooh, yeah.
I gotta smell it. Smells good. Oh, man. That's some good stuff.
It's good, huh?
Yeah. That's some good stuff.
Destilado en los Altos de Jalisco.
El meritito.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of añejos. That's always been my thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll drink it all, bro. Like, to be honest, I don't discriminate. So I will definitely drink it all. I've gotten more fond of blancos and jóvenes. But for me, it's like I'll enjoy any good tequila.
Y sabes, like, the thing about extra añejos and añejos, it's more like a whiskey.
It is.
It's like a more of a whiskey process, right?
I would say if you like that, if you're more of a whiskey Scotch kind of drinker, I think you're going to gravitate more towards añejos because you're going to get that taste of the barrica, right?
Yeah.
And if you like that oakiness, that's a perfect complement. So I'm like,
yeah.
There's a tequila for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know. If you're not really into that whole barrel taste, a blanco's going to do you just fine.
And it doesn't matter how much it costs. That's what a lot of people think. They have it all twisted. Just because it costs $300, $200,
no.
whatever, doesn't mean that it's good.
No, I agree with you on that.
And it's okay if you like it. Like, nothing against that.
Right.
Like, if that's your preference, that's fine. But it's not how tequila was made to, like, how can you put it? It wasn't. It's not the normal process,
right,
of making tequila.
Right.
Like, it's not a traditional way, natural way of making tequila.
Right. Just like Cristalino's the same way.
Cristalino's fake to me.
I like it. Don't hate on me.
No.
Don't hate on me because I like it.
You can like it, but
it's not a traditional way of making tequila. People don't understand. You're taking this. That's probably taking you 7 to 8 years just to harvest the fucking plant. And then you're going to go through the whole process of making it and then barreling it. And now you're probably talking about 8 to 9 years, maybe 10 years to then put in a bottle to try it. And then you're going to distill it, remove all the color, all the imperfections or whatever, or you're going to carbon filter it.
Suck all the good out.
Suck all the color out, suck it everywhere. And you're left with a clear tequila. Obviously, it's smoother. Is it better? Not necessarily. Does it taste good? Fuck yeah, it tastes good. That's why people drink it. But yeah, I mean, you are taking something that has taken so long and then removing everything you've done to it.
Yeah.
Some people hate on it. People love it. I mean, honestly, fucking Don Julio did it. It was Don Julio with the 70 and then fucking
everyone copied
Maestro Dobel when they did their little their mixture, right? Mm-hmm. And they made their Reposado Dobel Cristalino tequila or whatever, and then everybody has one now.
Pero sabes que
everybody has a Cristalino.
Ricky, apendeja esa madre.
Oh, for sure.
Apendeja.
Yeah.
Like, and if you don't know what apendeja means, it means it turns you up. Like, it gets you crazy, right? I've done some crazy stuff. That's why I don't drink this stuff no more. Like, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Cristalino is I don't know. You got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Because it goes down like water.
Yeah.
People drink it. It was easy.
Yeah.
And it's,
yeah. And then
obviously
you black out and don't remember what you did. Just saying.
That's not what we're here. We're not condoning that kind of behavior on the show. We don't.
Man, you're free to do whatever the hell you want, but like,
just be careful. Drink responsibly.
Just saying.
Drink responsibly.
Just saying. I'm just saying, bro. Like, salud.
Tequila's dangerous, bro. That's all. I mean, I think that's where to leave it at. Just be careful. Be responsible. Do your thing.
Yeah. Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive. Find good tequila that you like. Share it with others. But once again, bro, Salud to you. Appreciate you for joining me.
Thank you for the invite, bro.
My pleasure, bro. I think it was a long time coming. Really grateful that you got to jump on, share a little bit about your story and your mission, and your amazing company and what you guys are doing at MVP Real Estate. But ultimately, like, just being able to for you to just share a little bit about your family, your story on tequila, and for people who haven't explored anything other than the basics, get your hands on some 𝐓𝐞𝐪𝐿. Go down to the motherland, visit your family's spot,
La Tequilera.
La Tequilera. Pick you up some bottles, try something different. And on that note, bro, just want to be able to, have everyone understand, like, where they can find you. And
sure.
You can share your Instagram handles, where they can look you up and follow you. Not everyone's going to want to work with Ricky the Realtor.
Hey, man.
People might want to work with Victor Castro. So at the end of the day, just want to be able also for people that want to follow Victor and kind of follow your journey. So they can look you up.
For sure. Thank you, Ricky.
My pleasure.
So you can find me on Instagram at Victor.Castro __. I'm on Facebook at Sold by Victor Castro. And
appreciate you, bro. It was a pleasure. Thank you again for jumping on. Tequila Transactions, episode 46, bro. Salud.
Salud.